Some games have a way of hooking you instantly. You start with just a few minutes, and suddenly you're completely lost in their world. Whether it's the thrilling story, the engaging mechanics, or the sheer sense of discovery, these games captivate you from the start, and before you know it, hours have disappeared. Let's dive into them. The moment I saw Black Myth: Wukong in action, I was hooked. The world is breathtaking, lush forests, towering ruins, and misty peaks that feel like they've been pulled straight from a legendary painting. But this isn't just about stunning visuals. This game takes Journey to the West and transforms it into a full-fledged action RPG, packed with some of the most intense combat I've seen in years. You step into the role of the destined warrior, wielding the Monkey King's legendary powers, and from the very first battle, the game doesn't hold back. The staff combat is fast, fluid, and powerful, while Wukong's ability to transform into different creatures adds a layer of depth that keeps every encounter fresh. The enemies? A mix of folklore and dark fantasy, creating some of the most awe-inspiring and terrifying bosses. But what truly captivated me was the atmosphere. Every detail, from the world's immersive design to the cryptic storytelling, feels meticulously crafted. You can sense the developer's passion in every frame, every fight, and every whispered legend. If the opening moments are anything to go by, Black Myth: Wukong is shaping up to be something truly unforgettable. Few zombie games make you feel as vulnerable as Dying Light does from the very start. You're thrown into a city on the brink of collapse, where resources are scarce and the undead are relentless. But unlike most survival games, this one gives you a way out, if you're fast enough. The parkour system changes everything. Instead of cautiously creeping through the streets, you're sprinting across rooftops, climbing ledges, and vaulting over obstacles to escape the horde. The movement is fluid and exhilarating, turning the entire city into your playground until night falls. That's when true terror sets in. The infected grow stronger, faster, and far more aggressive. The moment a volatile spots you, panic takes over as you sprint for your life, praying you reach safety in time. With weapon crafting, trap setting, and constant scavenging, every second in Dying Light feels like a battle for survival. The tension, the freedom, and the sheer adrenaline of barely making it through the night make this game impossible to put down. Ryse, son of Rome, I wasn't sure what to expect. I'd heard mixed things over the years, but from the very first moment, it pulled me in. The visuals are absolutely stunning. Ancient Rome feels massive and alive, from its towering architecture to battlefields drenched in blood and fire. It's the kind of game where you stop just to take in the scenery until you're thrown right back into combat. And that combat? Simple, but ridiculously satisfying. Every sword swing, every dodge, every brutal execution carries weight. The cinematic finishers are pure spectacle, making every battle feel like a scene from a historical epic. You play as Marius Titus, a Roman soldier on a path of vengeance, and the story keeps you hooked with strong voice acting and dramatic cutscenes. Sure, the combat can get repetitive, but sometimes you just want a game that looks incredible, plays smoothly, and delivers a cinematic, action-packed experience. Ryse does exactly that. Resident Evil 2 doesn't waste a second. It throws you straight into the nightmare. Whether you start as Leon Kennedy, a rookie cop on his first day, Or Claire Redfield searching for her brother. The tension grabs you immediately. The streets of Raccoon City are pure chaos, burning cars, panicked survivors, and zombies closing in fast. And once you step into the Raccoon City Police Department, things only get worse. The atmosphere is suffocating. Every hallway is dark and claustrophobic. Every flickering light makes you hesitate, and every distant zombie groan keeps you on edge. Combat feels brutal. Zombies don't just drop after a few shots. Every bullet matters. And then there's Mr. X. The moment you hear his heavy footsteps echoing through the halls, the game shifts into pure terror. This remake doesn't just honor the original, it modernizes survival horror at its absolute best. Horizon Zero Dawn had me hooked the moment I stepped into its world. Right from the start, it throws so many questions at you. Why is humanity living in primitive tribes? Where did these massive machine creatures come from? And what happened to the old world? Immediately, you know you're in for something special. You play as Aloy, an outcast fighting to prove herself, and from the very beginning, the game gives you a deep sense of purpose. Movement feels smooth. And the first time you take down a machine, you realize this isn't just another action game. Combat is all about strategy, analyzing weak points, setting traps, and picking the right weapons for each enemy. Watching an explosive canister detonate mid-battle never gets old. And then there's the world. Lush forests, frozen tundras, ancient ruins swallowed by nature. It's breathtaking. Between the mystery, the combat, and the sheer beauty, Horizon Zero Dawn locks you in from the start. Unlike most games, A Plague Tale, Innocence doesn't throw you into action. It makes you feel utterly powerless. The opening moments introduce Amicia and her younger brother, Hugo, two noble children forced to flee when the Inquisition shatters their world. But instead of fighting back, you're hiding, sneaking, and desperately trying to survive. The world is bleak. War, death, and an overwhelming sense of dread surround you. But the real horror isn't just the soldiers hunting you, it's the rats. Thousands of them, swarming in the shadows, consuming everything in their path. Light is your only protection, and the game wastes no time showing you how deadly the dark can be. Yet, beneath all the fear and despair, there's heart. Amicia and Hugo's bond deepens with every step, making their journey feel intensely personal. It's a slower, more methodical experience, but once it pulls you in, it never lets go.
Huh? Something's going on over there. Guys.
If there's one game that doesn't hold back, it's Just Cause 4. From the moment you step into Rico Rodriguez's boots, you're given a playground of destruction where physics and creativity collide. The game wastes no time, handing you your signature grappling hook, parachute, and wingsuit, letting you pull off insane stunts and explosions almost immediately. But this time, it's not just about causing mayhem. The world fights back. Tornadoes, thunderstorms, and sandstorms aren't just for show. They actively change how you play. Watching a twister tear through a military base while you wingsuit to safety is an experience like no other. Sure, there's a story about revolution and rebellion, but let's be honest, that's not why you play. You play because it's one of the few games where you can strap a jet engine to a cow and see what happens. The sheer freedom is addicting.
Going for cover!
Helicopter inbound. Heading to AO.
Mad Max doesn't ease you in. It throws you straight into the wasteland and expects you to survive. Your car is stolen, and you're left wandering a sun-scorched desert with nothing but your fists. From that moment on, everything you do is about one thing: building the ultimate war machine. Unlike most open-world games where vehicles are just a way to get around, Mad Max makes driving the core experience. Every upgrade to the magnum opus feels essential. Spikes to shred enemies, nitro boosts for high-speed takedowns, and reinforced armor to withstand brutal chases. Car combat is pure chaos. Explosions, high-speed collisions, and brutal takedowns ripped straight from a George Miller movie. But the wasteland isn't just deadly behind the wheel. Fistfights are raw and unforgiving. Scavenging is a necessity, and the desert itself feels like an ever-present threat. It doesn't hold your hand. It drops you in and dares you to survive. Not many games let you play as a cat, and even fewer make it feel this good. Stray puts you in the paws of a lost feline, exploring a beautifully crafted cyberpunk city that's equal parts eerie and mesmerizing. There's no over-explaining, no forced tutorials, just a cat, separated from its family, trying to find a way home. Movement feels exactly how you'd expect. You're not just running and jumping, you're squeezing through tight spaces, knocking things off shelves, and curling up in the coziest corners for a nap. The world is rich with detail, from neon-lit alleyways to small robots that react to your presence with curiosity. But Stray is more than just exploration. The mystery of the abandoned city, the strange machines that inhabit it, and the lurking dangers create a quiet yet powerful tension. It doesn't rely on action. It pulls you in with atmosphere, curiosity, and the pure joy of seeing the world through a cat's eyes. Few games open as strongly as Uncharted 4. One moment, you're caught in a high-speed boat chase, waves crashing, and bullets flying. The next, you're diving into Nathan Drake's past, unraveling the choices that led him here. Right away, the game sets up a thrilling adventure, but this time, something feels different. Drake isn't just chasing treasure. He's trying to balance his past with the life he's built. That weight is felt in every moment. The movement is smoother, gunfights are tighter, and the grappling hook adds a whole new dimension to traversal. But what really stands out is the world. Whether it's an abandoned prison, a sunken ship, or the vast landscapes of Madagascar, every environment feels alive. And at its heart, the story shines. Nathan's bond with his long-lost brother, Sam, adds emotional depth, making every decision feel personal. With its perfect blend of action, platforming, and storytelling, Uncharted 4 doesn't just grab your attention. It makes you feel like you're part of something legendary.
Holy shit! Yeah. You good? Yeah. All right, let's get out of here.
Some games take a while to build up, but not these. They grab you from the very first moment and refuse to let go. Whether it's the action, the world, or the sheer excitement of discovery, these games make their opening hours unforgettable. Got a game that hooked you instantly? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the list, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.